This is Anderson. Welcome to Trash Talk. Fucking trash show it is.
Hello everyone and welcome to Trash Talk. I'm your host Richard Lewis, and I know we haven't had time to do a show for a while, but that's because we've all been on our travels again. We've all been doing things. We've all been getting ready. I've been starting a new job. Sam's been doing whatever Sam does. What do you even do, Sam, when I'm not around?
I went to Worlds, mate. Filmed some reviews.
Yeah. All right. I'm pretty pixelated at the moment, by the way. Just to let you know.
Happens. That's happening.
Yeah, that will happen.
You're dealing with that, homies.
Well, we'll sort that out. But anyway, so yeah, you went to Worlds, did you?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. What was that? What was that like?
It was all right.
It was all right. Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have thought you'd have a bit more to tell, because Worlds has been particularly exciting, if I recall rightly. Or there's lots of drama surrounding attendance at Worlds.
What, gross gore thing?
Just everything. Banning champions.
Yeah, that was a joke. I like it. It's your boy. What's that? Our games start working. Yeah, we'll just restart this game. Pretend like that never happened, mate. Yeah, that hasn't happened. The sound. Maybe the game is fucked.
Yeah, maybe this whole spaghetti code thing you got going on is coming back to haunt you. But let's just talk. Let's do a brief summary now, because I've got some very specific stuff I want to talk about. Perhaps not surprisingly, some of it is going to be related to Riot, to League of Legends, because once again they appear to have fucked up. But let's just go into it. What's been happening since we did our last show? So, a lot of talks about people getting purchased, about, big companies getting bought up. So there was some news about MTG, and they're in these super advanced talks, if it hasn't already happened, about they've purchased the SEA. They're looking to get DreamHack. That's still going ahead. That's sort of a cloud that's hovering over the CSGO scene. As MTG, like I've said before, they look at these leagues and they don't see competitive leagues. They see content creators for their broadcasting platform. In addition to that, we had Yahoo that are in talks to buy MLG Gaming. They seem to be pretty advanced. We have no idea of the numbers of the sale, but what makes it interesting is after the report came out on Breitbart.com, Sundance actually tweeted that you wouldn't sell unless you had people were paying well over the odds. And he linked to something that Mark Zuckerberg had said, where he's like, he walked into a negotiation for people to buy Facebook or whatever it was, and he said, let's be honest, we're not going to sell right at the start. And he put that in a tweet longer. So does that imply they're not going to sell? Is this some sort of like way of driving up the price? Has this story been leaked primarily to kind of generate interest and hype? So there was that. I'll just quickly move on to another thing that was going on, and then we can get into, I think, what we all want to talk about, which is gross score, right? Like, I definitely want to talk about that. But there was some other bits and pieces going on. We're talking about there's some sort of coaching platform that's coming out. Did you see this? Well, basically, didn't see anything, Governor. Something called Mastery, which is going to be a website that's going to allow coaches from League of Legends and CSGO to basically directly reach people. It's like a Patreon type thing where you can hire coaches. Stuff like this has been done before. I remember Netcode Illuminati did something very similar to this. And it worked for a while, and then as the game sort of died out, the demand sort of died out. But whether that'll have a huge impact on the scene, I don't know. But it's a nice new revenue stream for players. And of course, our friend I Will Dominate and Team Liquid, they were proven once again to be trying to hold their cards woefully close to their chest because it was announced that Smoothie was replacing X Special. And they did it with some pretty awful video, actually, for the reveal, which, of course, the League of Legends community just snapped up. And nobody thought for a second, oh, hey, they've lied to us again, guys. Lied to us again. Lied to our faces again.
More, please.
Team Liquid have lied to us again and treated us like idiots again. I love Team Liquid. Your jackets are cool. Can I buy your jackets? Because they're white jackets and they have a horse on it. And the horse, the reason they have a horse, even though they're called Team Liquid and not Team Horse, is because of Lord of the Rings. So, which is true, by the way. Yeah, fucking absolute fucking retards. They'll eat anything. They'll eat any old shit. Which I guess at this juncture, let's talk about Gross Score. Let's talk about Gross Score. He obviously went to attend Worlds, much like yourself, Sam, and found himself in a spot of bother when, to summarize it, he was asked to leave the hotel by Riot employees. Now, let's be clear here. Riot hadn't hired the entire hotel. They had simply hired multiple rooms for the players and for their staff. And what Gross Gore was saying was he was assaulted. He was driven out of the building by Riot staff. They forcibly ejected him. They pushed him out of the building. And he was talking about assault. But then he decided not to go through with the charges because
he didn't have any, mainly.
Well, I guess that would be a problem. But he said the reason he didn't go through with the charges is that they were going to countercharge him for harassment because of his Facebook video he made. And what's interesting is the employee from Riot, who he's accused of assaulting him, Lisa, I forget how to pronounce her surname. It's Lisa Nashanian, who is the esports production manager of Riot Games. She is the person alleged to have assaulted him, and she had to turn her Twitter into protected status, protected tweets. So I'll tell you what we'll do, Sam. While I try and fix my pixelated camera, why don't we play the Gross Score video, and I'll be back. I'll dial back into the call, hopefully with the slightly clearer image. But anyway, if you play it for about 10 minutes 30 in, I think that's when roughly he starts to make a point. But anyway, I'll be back shortly.
Repo. That's right, I'm talking to you shoutcasters, mainly the Americans. I don't know why the Americans don't like me. Why don't you like me? I can tell the way you look at me. I actually pulled Quick Shot aside. I said, hey, Quick Shot, hi, how are you? Gross Score, right? Yeah, that's me, Quick Shot. Yeah, I know you. And I was like, have you heard good or bad things about me? Mixture of both. Right, so you're talking shit in the office, that's right. You're just as immature. You're not very smart, all of you, are you? That's right. Why? What is it about me? You don't like the way I express myself. If you'd be nice to me, I'd be nice to you. Yeah? Simple as that. Don't try and start a grudge with me. Okay? How about you just be a nice person? When you see me, put on a face. Hello, hi, Ali. That's all you got to do. All right, okay? Anyways, what happened was, it was a great party. I really enjoyed it. Believe it or not, the Hilton is amazing. I love the service here. As I said, I spoke to the supervisor a few amount of times. I love the people at the secretary. None of this drama has got to do with the Hilton. It was just we're staying in the Hilton, and the Hilton love me here. As I've paid £450 for 3 days just to stay here, and it's amazing service, and I really have enjoyed it. And I love the people here, and I've got no problem with them. The people I've got problem with is Riot Games, and the security actually that have been hired by Riot Games. Yeah, I'm getting to a point. What happened on the Saturday morning, I went up for breakfast. I came here alone at night to sleep, and I went to bed alone, and I went up to breakfast alone, and it was amazing, the sky view. I loved it to pieces. Now, come about 11:30 a.m. on Saturday. This is where all the real drama starts, guys. I put on a Snapchat, guys. I'll be downstairs in the lobby in 5 minutes. We could do a bit of a meet and greet. I'll see you guys downstairs outside the Hilton in 5 minutes' time. What happened? I came downstairs, guys, and as I've come downstairs, there was a few fans standing in the lobby, and I've met them, a lovely lady, 2 other guys, some other people were around me. It was amazing. Hi, shaking hands, doing pictures. Not a problem, is it? At this moment, Giovanni and Lisa thought it was a good idea to come up to me and escort me out the building. And when I say escort, I mean shove. Look back at the CCTV. Get out, you. Who, you. I want you gone. Go. Good. This is Lisa. This is Lisa. Get out. Leave. We don't want you here. Go. Buddy, leave. Pushing me, guys. Pushing me. But pull it like this with my shirt. Get out. We don't care. Just leave. Get your shit and go. I was like, what are you doing? Excuse me, are you kidding? Guys, I'm not kidding. There was about 100 people that could see this. All my fans and viewers and friends. Because I post on Snapchat, I'll be outside. Go, leave, get out of here. Tugging, pushing, shoving. I'm not kidding you. Look back at the CCTV and I've got over 100 witnesses, buddy. Pushing, darling, Lisa, you don't do that here in the UK. We have laws for that, okay? Get out, go, buddy, get out. I've gone through, I was like, what the hell's going on? This is absurd. What the hell are you doing? What are you touching me for? I was confused. I thought it was a joke. Giovanni, leave, man. Just go. Just go. Get your shit and leave. No one wants you here. Just go. Leave. What the fuck are you doing in my country and ruling me about? What the fuck are you doing, Giovanni? What the fuck are you doing, people? You don't know your goddamn fucking rights. They've shoved me outside this building and I've gone, what the hell are you doing? And I've kicked off. And about 100 people could hear this whole thing and I went mental, guys. Oh yeah, the gross school came out of me and I went mental. What the fuck are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Even right now I'm upset. Even right now, guys, the embarrassment. Could you imagine me, like a piece of shit, like a piece of dirt, them shoving me out? Do you know how I felt? This has nothing to do with the Hilton. Do you think the Hilton wanted me out? No. Nothing to do with the Hilton. These Riot employees just wanted to push me out. They just shoved me out like I was a piece of dirt. They don't own the Hilton. They shoved me out like a piece of fucking trash. That's right. They did. They thought they had the rights to. The fucking idiots. And they shoved me out. Get out, just leave. I said, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? I'm a fucking guest here. We don't care. Just go. We don't want you here. I said, what's the problem? What is the problem? They didn't have a real reason for the problem. Apparently, guys, this is the problem. Do you want to hear the problem? I've got it out of Giovanni. But the problem is this. We're here to protect our players. And you are inviting people. How you post on social media, you're here. Yes, I post on, yeah, I'm here at the Hilton. Right, that's a problem. Because you're affecting the players. What the fuck are you on about? Oh, what? I'm not allowed to post I'm at the Hilton. Ah, Giovanni. You're so smart, man. I'm not allowed to post I'm out here. Oh, yeah. Oh, what? The public aren't allowed to come into the public bar. Is that what it is? Yeah, because it's a security breach to our players. Shut the fuck up. What the hell are you on about? You and Lisa, you're talking out your fucking arsehole. They've really pissed me off. Guys, the embarrassment. The way they kicked me out, they fucking shoved me out. I was angry. I still am angry. I haven't had no justice. I don't know how to fucking what to do, how to feel. They embarrassed me. They pushed me out. Physical contact, really touching me. Look back at CCTV. Guys, I can't describe to you how I fucking felt. I was angry. A mixture. Even the security guards didn't know what was going on. He was like, buddy, I don't know what to say. The security guard, you know what the security guard said? And the security guard is actually working for Riot, right? They've hired him just to stand there and look good. They actually don't work for the Hilton. And basically what happened was, he was like, well, I just don't like the way the people know you, and so they're coming in here, and one of the kids that knew you, right, we saw walking with you, trashed a bathroom. But look, that's nothing to do with me. You can't penalise me for what someone else has done because they were seen with me. And everyone fucking knows me. That's the honest truth. Anyways, what happened was, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Get off me. Get off me. Don't touch me. I'm allowed to stay here. I'm a fucking guest. Look, and I showed them my goddamn car key. And, guys, they don't fucking know their own rights. Anyway, what happened? I got back in there. And Giovanni went and had a word with somebody, even though he had no rights. He has no rights to kick me out of the Hilton. He doesn't even own, if he was the owner, yes. So what did I do? I went and spoke to the receptionist, the manager, the supervisor. They're all on my side. They said, what the hell are they doing? I said, I don't know. They're trying to kick me out. They said, well, they can't kick you out. They're just guests. They're having to pay extra. They're just normal fucking guests in a normal fucking room. That's it. At the end of the day, my mum wants me to call the police and push charges towards Lisa for assault. You know, I've got a good fucking mind too, because I feel abused. You come into my country and you touch me like that, and you can't just put. If you do it to me, if you could do it to me, you can't just come from another country. Not the UK. Push people on demand. You can own the fucking place. We don't do that here, darling. This ain't America. What happened was this. Things settled down. I'm really good friends with the security. I'm really good friends with the people who own the place. They love me to pieces. They love my. I mean, they love my money. You know, so therefore they love me. That's how it works. Anyways, today is Sunday, and I thought I'll go watch a game of League of Legends. I've got a ticket, and I go in, and as I walk through these doors, guys, in the Wembley Stadium, as I walk through the door, and I scan my ticket, I've been pulled aside by security. That's right. They've pulled me aside, and you know again how embarrassing it is. And no, it's not for safety. As I looked around, I see Giovanni, and I see this the black man with the afro who just don't like me. They don't like me. Why? What is it about me you don't like? What? Am I a threat? Are you threatened by me? What? Did I threaten anybody? No. You're just fucking up here. You just don't like me. You don't want me on the premises. What is it? So as I've gone through the doors, I've been pulled aside. Yeah, excuse me, sir, where are you sitting? I said, I'm just sitting. What's all this about? No, nothing, sir. We just want to know where you're sitting. I'll show you my ticket. Okay. All right, sir. Okay. What? No one else is getting pulled aside. I said, why me? Nothing. No, it's nothing. Okay. Right. So I walked along for a minute. And there's another sure. Yeah, we got him. Excuse me, sir. Me? Yes. I'm the head of security. Okay. I want to know where you're sitting. I'm sitting over there. I mean, here. Why? No, it's nothing. Don't tell me it's nothing, guys. These people are spying on me, watching over me, like I was a terrorist, like I was a crook, like a criminal, trying to discriminate me. Why?
So there you go, everybody. It's a hard watch, and probably it's not for the reasons that Gross Gore would like it to be. I'll ask you, Sam. What do you make of the video?
Of the video? I think the video's fucking hilarious, mate. It's pretty good. What
sort of answer is that? I think it's hilarious, but pretty good. Pretty good.
I don't even know. Right, let's break this down. So his complaint is he brought 300 people to a hotel who proceeded to smash shit up for no reason, and then he's like, "How's this on me?" Like, come on, mate. Come the fuck
Well, hang on. Come on. Let's not give way to hyperbole. All right, let's not do that. How many people actually was it? Because I've heard the number of approximately 50.
Nah, definitely.
So don't say 100.
Because outside of the door when it first happens, about I don't know between 50 and 100, but they just kept coming, mate. Just all night, homie.
So I mean, so what did he do exactly? He just tweeted it out or put it up on Instagram. Hey, I'm in this hotel. Yeah. Is there anything wrong with that? Do you think?
No, but what I'm saying is you also can't flip shit when they say, all right, can you not invite these people again? And can you leave? They would tell him to leave the hotel, by the way. Like he says in the video, the Hilton had nothing to do with this. The Hilton didn't try and kick him out. They just said, can you not invite people back here? Which they have the right to tell anyone that. If you're not a guest, you kick him out.
Yeah, but hang on, that isn't what happened. What happened was that Riot staff asked him to leave. Nobody from the Hilton asked for that at all, in fact.
Yeah, but they asked him to get out as he was leaving anyway. All they said was to get out of the door. They didn't say get out of the hotel, as in like take your shit and leave, like as in never come back. He was just like trying to get out the door, and so stop and come in the lobby to say get out, as in outside the door. Because all the fan meets were happening because the press leave through the VIP entrance as well, which is like 20 meters away from the Hilton. So all the fan meets were right outside the Hilton. So him having people outside the Hilton was fine. Like they had a whole security setup thing there. The reason they were freaking out is because they were like coming into the lobby and shit.
So I'm still like I still don't get where it's okay for Riot to sort of be pushing him and asking him to leave though, and saying we don't want you here, like you said in the video, which I've had that verified by people who were there. So why?
I don't care enough. Can you be honest? I honestly don't care.
Yeah, you do.
I honestly don't, man. Just want
to
live sleep.
Look. Right. So tell me what you saw. You were there.
I saw a load of fucking apes just smashing shit for no reason. Basically, right now I can play the chimp noise and it makes more sense right now. Just play that. That's what was happening. Yeah, fair enough.
So what? There was like just there was just a bunch of people.
The Riot people though control the fan meets as well. And they were doing the same to the players, right? Obviously, they have more right to do it because they're players, but they would tell them to get out. Same with the players. To stop the people trying to maul the door.
So, what, like, just... I did hear that one of the people that had turned up sort of on in part of Gross Score's entourage. Didn't they slap someone's ass in a lift or
I was
something?
in a lift with me, but it's not his
Right.
fault.
So what happened there?
He definitely isn't their fault for their actions. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that.
It's not. You can't hold Gross Score accountable for the actions of people who turn up. I agree with that. But just for the benefit of the show, what happened?
I was just in a lift with me, Blackout, and Impaler, and this guy comes in. This guy comes in, right? He's like, "Oh, yo, fam, you play League, yeah?" He's like, "Oh, yeah. Katarina is my bitch, cuz." Right? Starts hugging us. And then we go down the elevator, we walk out, and he just comes, slaps this girl's ass upside. He's like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And we're just like, "I'm sorry, he's not with us." And then he just runs back, and they're like, "It was me!" And then just runs away. It was me.
Sounds like my kind of guy. So, I mean, look, long story short, I think how I feel about this is that Riot Games definitely don't have the right to, sort of dictate who can and can't be in a hotel just because they happen to be there. Certainly the way they've gone about asking him to leave sounds like they've overstepped a boundary. But equally as well, like, it's going to be easy to sort of dislike Gross Gore based on the fact that, A, he's made a video where he comes across as perhaps the most obnoxious and loathsome man in broken Britain. He's like that. Do you remember, what was it, that king of the gypsies that won the lottery and then like spent it on gold-plated tractors and other nonsense and was like bankrupt in a year because he spent it all on
I don't even
fag
dislike
runs through
him.
the Channel Tunnel.
When I was in the bar with him, he's
Well,
fine. He's an uplifting spirit.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is,
sure,
you can't completely
sure
freak out when you say, "Can you not bring 300 people to the hotel?" Because what my point is, I think it's not completely truthful when he's saying the security didn't care and it was only Riot. What I'm thinking is, Riot and the security both wanted him to get out, and they were probably all ushering him out, and he's just concentrating on Riot doing it. So as I said, they were doing the same to players. Like, Smeb couldn't even get into the hotel. They wouldn't let him in because he didn't have his key card. Stuff like that. Like, if he didn't have a key card, he weren't allowed in. Faker got kicked out of the hotel. So it's not like they're just doing it to random people. Security kicking people out. You didn't know this?
Whoa, no, I didn't.
Faker came down and he didn't have his key card, so they kicked him out and they wouldn't let him back in. And they had to wait for, like, his managers and stuff to come collect him. Same happened to Smeb.
Faker?
Outside. Yeah, Faker. Because the security guard didn't know who he was. He's like, "We're not coming in, mate."
I see. Did anyone push him, though?
I don't know. No, probably not. He was just confused. He's like, "Why are you doing this, please? I'm gonna get swarmed for no reason now."
So, yeah, well, it sounds like it was a bit of a shit show. Well, I mean, look, that doesn't necessarily absolve Riot of any blame, Sam. That makes it sound like there have been a number of issues, like, ongoing, that this is bad organization, right? Once again, I'm, pretty disappointed.
Would it
anyway,
easier if they just bought out the entire hotel? Because they must have been close to it. If they just bought out the entire hotel, no one could have even complained. Do what you want.
Well, I guess, but then again, you are in the Hilton, and we've seen Riot have actually been trying to sort of cut the corners of their expenditure at the moment, which I don't know. It seems a bit of a bit strange that they're trying to do that, given they should have money to burn. But they obviously didn't hire it, and I definitely think the whole point that Gross Gore made there is, like, the thing he seems to be upset about is that someone has come in his country, definitely come in his country,
and
which is
my
a problem,
shoulder
and touched him. And, obviously we don't do things like that.
Shoving was illegal, in London would not
in
exist.
this country.
Let's be real.
Well, we can only hope. So I still think that's an issue. I contacted Riot for some official comment, because I'm obviously going to write it up for Breitbart. But they just said we will not be issuing any comment in regards to the Gross Gore incident. So they're not even going to dignify it with a response. So yeah, it's a shame. Anyway, this pixelation's really annoying me, Sam.
Well, see for that we get DDoSed,
It's
homie.
bugging me. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna change VPNs.
Oh, don't do that, mate. Trust me, don't do that. It's not gonna help.
It will help. It will, mate. It definitely will help. So what I need you to do is stall for time while I do it, because we can't have people not looking at my beautiful face. So you can play this if you want. That'll give us 3 minutes, and then I'll be back. So toodaloo, and then we can talk about sinister surveys and Riot overreach, and then we'll get into some calls. So I'll be right back. Right, let's see if that's any better. The measures we have to go to because of retards, Sam. Now, I'm sure, actually, that is going to be the justification used by Riot Games for...
Yeah. Told you it weren't going to work, homie.
Fantastic.
Keep DC in, no, mate. It's all over.
Basically, players got caught... well, they had their names changed against their will, against their volition, and they had to fill in these mental health surveys, which are actually recognized industry psychiatric evaluations. You have the narcissistic personality inventory created by Robert Raskin and Howard Terry, the aggression scale, which was created by Pamela Orpinas and Ralph Frankowski, and these two surveys were basically handed out, and these players had to fill these things in to get their name back. So what they're doing here is you have to play 50 games with a new name, a less offensive name, a more benign name that Riot Games have given you. So, like, I think one of the examples was Warm Manatee or something. Manatee. And you play the 50 games, and then you have to fill in another survey to see.
Sound. Real
It's reduced
sound.
your toxicity. But what makes it incredible, Sam, is some of these questions are aimed very specifically at they're aimed specifically at children. So, you know, like what kind of grown men or grown women, any adults would say, I slapped or kicked someone 6 times this week in their line of work.
Just gonna let
point
you
that was
know that you keep shitting out every time. So I was right, mate. It's probably the VPN.
Well, fine. We got to fix this. I'm not doing it with a pixelated camera. So
back in a bit.
Back in a bit, boys. It's the pixels. Fuck me. It's never easy, but we got there. So yes, no more pixels. Goodbye, little pixels. And now we can get on with the show. Before we go into taking calls, there was one more point I wanted to bring up. So there was a thread on Global Offensive. Actually, it was in quotes. Actually, girls play CSGO less because males and females are wired differently. And then it linked to a screenshot full of, I guess you could call it sexist abuse, but abuse that was aimed specifically at women. Now, Sam, I'll let you bring up this screenshot here for the benefit of people at home. I'll read some of the insults that obviously are, on here. You girl or little boy? I don't know why that's been singled out. You might just have a deep voice. Girl or schoolboy? Again, that's just a question about a voice. Swagbot, female. She-male. Grill capper. TLF number, please. Right? Okay, fine. We don't need to say anything about that. That's just retards being retards. Swag, female, question mark. Why is that there? That's not even an insult. They're asking a question. By the way, you grill. Hello, little girl. Right? Girl in game equals... Yeah, that is creepy. Girl in game equals lose. You sound like girl. One whore, our team. Love you. Enjoy VACBAN. That was from Octopussy there. You're a boy, right? So you're a girl? I mean, I don't even know what that guy... What? Like, his deductive reasoning process is a little off. It's a little off. You're a girl, right? Sorry, you're a boy, right? So you're a girl? Like, how the fuck does that... Like, how do you even arrive at that? Are you a girl, Blue? No offense if you're young. Don't worry. I began young as well. This guy needs to be on a fucking... Well, it's nice, but he also needs to be on a register, I think.
You just read it wrong, mate. I thought he was talking about Counter-Strike. You've taken it to a new level, mate.
Yeah, true. But then again, maybe that's Clive. Who knows? Oh, shit. Anyway.
Would you like to play ESEA? Oh, wait, I can't.
NATO, you girl? Are you a girl? And on and on and on it goes. Oh my god, girl. Oh my god, trash. Shut the fuck up, girl. Grill, nudes, blocks, grill, question mark, really grill. So the vast majority of this abuse is people asking if the individual is a girl or not. Okay? Right, now, somebody followed this up with a screenshot of their own talking about all the abuse that obviously guys get in game. I streamed Counter-Strike for about 4 or 5 hours earlier today.
I did catch some of it. You lost your fucking mind, mate.
I doled out some abuse. I received some abuse. No harm, no foul. And this is to illustrate the point that we also get abuse. Now, keep in mind, the bulk of the comments on that one were all about, is it a girl? Is it a girl? You know, whatever. Let's read some of the ones here. Colton D or Colton O. I hope this guy gets raped with a pine cone. Let's have a look. Good. Go blow him off. I don't know. That's an insult. Stick that up your ass and smoke it, cunt. Like that one. You're that bad. Wow, this fucking cunt. Guys, he sucks ass. Fucking attention whore. Come in here and blast music. Wow, another fucking aimbot. I hate my life so much right now. Your mom is raped and dead in a trash bin, so you're so mad you gotta cheat in CS. So fucking retarded faggots, I'd fucking kill you in real life. Assholes, faggots. I mean, kick that fucker, mute this scrub. Haha, the nigger fell for it. Holy fucking shit, you faggot. You are living in some shit house in the slums. Go lose your virginity, you faggot children. Cunt, cunt, cunt. I bought this shitty game last night and I already regret it. Boot the fuck. Haha, you guys are fucking fags. I mean, you are a bitch's son. I have a vagina and I'm doing more than you. So I guess that turns the whole, maybe not all women are shrieking violets on their head. You get the picture, all right? We've had racial abuse. We've had homophobic abuse. We've had your mother is raped and dead in a trash bin.
That is why you are mad.
Right? We've had bestiality accusations. Idiot. Die, fuck yourself, kick this guy, ban him. On and 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 on it goes. And of course, there's rape stuff going on there as well, saying we want to stick things up your asshole, which of course is be a non-consensual violation of your most precious anal
don't say non-consensual, mate. Slow down.
No. Well, definitely the guy who's getting raped with a pine cone. It wouldn't be rape if you wanted the pine cone there. So, you know, maybe that guy who got told to stick it up his ass and smoke it, cunt. Which, by the way, if anyone wants to see a video of someone sticking something up their ass and smoking it, I recommend efucked.
I've seen that one, mate. That's the worst part. Is that when it just gets swallowed into the chasm? Yeah, that's a bad time.
It's like the Sarlacc pit in Star Wars.
Yeah.
She's a talented lady, but she made a mistake. She made a fatal error of judgment on that video. So in all of this, you can see, and all the studies show it as well, right, that men get more abuse online. Okay? Fact. Quantifiable data shows this. then I just have to highlight this comment. Okay? Because it just blows my mind that people are coming and talking about this. So I'm going to dissect this comment and sort of lay its stupidity bare, okay? So the opening statement for this intellectual gambit is there is a difference between people just treating people like trash and people treating people like trash because of gender, religion, ethnicity, etc. Okay? Which I suppose that's true in intent, but not necessarily true in the result. Someone could threaten to rape me and stick insert object here into some of the many holes on my body. I mean, the many holes, I guess. Like, what?
Many holes, man.
This guy's got many holes. He's got many holes. Whilst that is not nice, it doesn't really concern me because there is not a rape culture around raping and sexually assaulting men. Okay, well, first of all, I definitely want to just say that first of all, I don't believe in rape culture for either gender. But the idea that there isn't some sort of insertion, dare I say, into Western culture about the idea of rape being used as a weapon. You can't watch a prison movie, for example, without rape coming to the forefront. And then, of course, I mean, in American prisons, this is actually a representation of something that is used. Gangs they do use rape as a tool to sort of bring people in line. You know, we've all seen the scene in Training Day. You ever get pushed in? Right? Have you ever seen that scene in the movie? What's going on there? What does get your shit pushed in mean? Could it be rape? I don't know. And it's there and it's pervasive and they make jokes about it in comedy and so I'm just saying the idea that there isn't a rape culture around raping and sexually assaulting men is I think you're on shaky ground immediately making that postulation. So then he goes, if I was a girl and they knew that, I would not only be horrified that they were saying that to me, but actually scared that it would happen. Okay? Because anything you say on the internet to someone can happen. You can make it happen. Fucking Doctor Strange calling in. Okay? Right? Because there is, capital letters, a rape culture around raping. Where else would a rape culture be? There's a rape culture around knitting, everyone. Okay? So there's a rape culture around raping and otherwise sexually assaulting women all over the world. Okay, interesting. We're going to come back to that. He has a point there, kind of, maybe. It's on the same scale of the American versus Russian shit that I read a lot of, and it's all putrid. A lot of slang against Asians on the Australian servers too. Men will never... he's just gone on a weird fucking tangent there. I think he just wants to show, like, hey, I'm also racially sensitive. I'm gender sensitive and I'm racially sensitive. He goes on, men will never really understand what it's like for women who play games because we aren't exposed to the same dangers or fears that women are exposed to. Now, while we may not be exposed to the same fears, because I believe fear is a product of psyche, and the male and feminine psyches are obviously very different, the idea that we're not being exposed to the same dangers are patently absurd, because we are. There is no danger. We are safe. Look, the monitor is here. I'm touching it.
This is your safe place.
They cannot come through this. This is a window. But it is also a door. It is a barrier. I'm safe. I'm protected. There is no extra danger if I was a woman. The words on the screen are the same. So the danger level is the same. Demonstrably so, by the way. And then he goes on. Again, I don't know why this needs to come in. Yes, men get abused and can be raped too. Let's just ignore that then. But sadly, the majority of sexual crimes are committed by men against women. And that's not just rape or things on that level, but feeling women up in public places, etc. And again, I fail to see what this has to do with the game of Counter-Strike. But this guy he's really trying to get his fucking male feminist credentials laid out. Ask any girl that goes to a nightclub with their friends. Doesn't matter how they dress or why they go out. Men and some women feel like they have the right to touch them. It's sickening. So, I mean, I guess, okay, well, in brackets, and some women. So the super hyper-aggressive lesbians, we're not going to talk about them either, obviously. He says that's a real thing, but then we're just going to totally ignore it. But then he says that if you ask any women who go to nightclubs, I've got, we've all got women friends. Like, honestly, what is getting felt up in a nightclub? Is that still a thing? I haven't seen an example of it. Certainly none of my friends complain about it. Yes, they get asked if they can be bought drinks when they're clearly with their boyfriends and shit like that. That's the system. That's the game. Then the final paragraph. I understand why you have posted this, because people treat people like trash on CSGO, but we will never understand what it's like to be defined and attacked based on gender, a gender which has a rational fear of sexual assault and a history of inequality. It's the same for any Russian player being vilified for no reason on US servers and any American being vilified for no reason by Russians, etc., etc., etc. Now, here's the thing. So the guy says, if you're male, you have no frame of reference, yet he feels comfortable making a comparison. You can't do that. You can't do that. It invalidates your argument. It invalidates your whole argument. You're like, hey, I've got no idea, and we'll never know what this is like, but I think it's like this. Brilliant. Great. You're a fucking intellectual heavyweight, and you're the kind of person we really need to carry the fight forward against women being raped through fucking Counter-Strike now. How long is this going to go on for? Yes, people will sexually abuse women. People will racially abuse people of color, which is the term everybody likes to use. People will attack people on the internet in whatever way they can to get a fucking rise out of you. That's how it works. And the only reason they push it to those extremes aren't because they're secretly racist, secretly a Nazi, secretly want to fucking rape you if you're a woman, secretly want to kill you if you're culturally or racially inferior in their minds. It's got nothing to do with that. It's because they're fucking anonymous. They know you're never going to see them again. So they just go fucking ham. They go crazy. You want to talk about fucking rape culture? This is where all these little tumblerinas get so fucking twisted in their own bullshit. They can't even defend a constant position. Let's talk about fucking rape culture, all right? Is there a rape culture in America? No. Is there a rape culture in the UK? No. I'm going to ask you a question, Sam. Pop quiz.
All right.
I'm sure you've been listening. I know you like it when I do this. So, India, right? Would you say, based on stories we've heard in the news, would you say that they might have a slight problem with attitudes towards women and rape?
Yes.
Right, okay. And here's the thing. It's being reported in the news, but because the fucking progressive left don't want to tie into that like colonial idea that maybe foreign countries have problems, right? You can't say this. They won't call that a rape culture. We've got a rape culture, even though it's one of the worst stigmas you can attach to somebody. Guys who get accused of rape. And look, what about Craig Charles? Craig fucking Charles. Lister from Red Dwarf. Sorry, I got to pour a drink, dude. This is triggering.
Host of Robot Wars.
Host of Robot Wars. Okay, they'll build a statue to Craig Charles when he's dead. I hope they build it back when he was thin and young and used to be on Terry Wogan. All right, doing
no one wants fat Charles.
No one, yeah, no one. Craig Charles. No one wants that. No one wants fat Craig Charles. No one wants Craig Charles. A statue of him in the backseat of a car smoking crack through a tin of Coke, right? A can of Coke.
You remember John Candy when he's in Cool Runnings, mate? Not when he's on the edge of a heroin overdose. Forget about the bad times. Just good times here.
Just the good times. Just the good times. So, Craig Charles, right? When he was accused of rape, it was publicly announced. And, of course, it was in all the papers. and it fucking, that was that. You cannot be fucking on TV and be accused of being a rapist. It just doesn't work. Now, even though we have a rule in all countries that have a effective judicial system where we protect the people who are accused, we have innocent until proven guilty. Craig Charles was effectively treated like he was guilty. That was that. And then, of course, what happened? He was acquitted, and he was acquitted based on, I remember in the tabloids, some of the details of the case came out, and it was like, her statement was, I got tied to a chair and blindfolded, and then I was raped by Craig Charles. And they went, how did you know it was Craig Charles? And they said, and she said, I saw him. And they said, you were blindfolded though, weren't you? And she went, yeah, but no, but yeah, but no, but. So, and this came out, I think it was in the Daily Star or something. Some juror had flipped and given out details of the case. This was 9 months of dealing with this allegation. All Craig Charles happened to do was be at some fucking drugged up party and get accused of, fucking rape as a result of it.
Sat at a Port Talbot house party, mate.
Right. And not just that, obviously, there were secondary charges of indecent assault. He was cleared of all of them. Meanwhile, okay, in this world of rape culture, where if you're accused of rape, you can't be on television, your job has to stop, your career is never the same ever again, right? If you're a celebrity, it is the fucking kiss of death. He's not alone, all right? I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of other guys that we can point to, like John Leslie or whatever, right? But in India, all right, which we can't call it rape culture because we might be racist if we did that. You've got ridiculous numbers of rape. Now, not percentage to the population, but there was almost 25,000 reported cases of rape in 2012. We've all seen the case about the Delhi rape gang. There's a documentary about that on the BBC called India's Daughter. And people are starting to push back against this. But here's the thing. There's a law in India, right, where, and I can't even believe this is a thing, 25% of those reported rape cases were because the man had had sex with the woman and then he'd sort of backed out of marrying them, and the family was like angry and shit, and women are meant to marry men, and then you've got on the other side of the argument that fucking guys, there's still arranged marriage and shit out there, and women are treated like fucking property. So then it's like, I got my conjugal rights. That's still sort of a thing out there, even though the women haven't consented to marriage. It's a family on family thing. You've got all these like complex layered issues about it. But the bottom line is, women have this position of weakness and inferiority within Indian society, and it's led to a culture of men thinking that they are objects and that they can be used for sex. That sounds to me more like a rape culture than what we've got in the West. And I do not fucking see how Counter-Strike in any way, shape, or fucking form endorses or encourages rape culture. Absolute fucking gibberish. It's gibberish. Why can't these little tumble arenas go and fucking do something productive? Go to India. Go work in a volunteer victim support group, instead of crying about fucking computer games. For fuck's sake. Right, let's take a call.
Sound. Right, this guy's opened up his thing with, hey, I've just smoked some pretty killer weed. So he's coming on. And he wants to talk about the anti-toxic attitude in League creeping into CSGO. And it's Felix, and I think he's been on before.
All right, excellent. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Felix? So you've smoked some pretty killer weed. Do you know what type of weed it was?
No, actually, no, I don't. But I know the guy who sold it to me, so I can ask him for some more.
Great, good. Definitely do that. Definitely ask for some more weed. So you wanted to talk about this whole toxicity fiasco thing, right?
Well, yeah, sort of. So, I had a few games in Counter-Strike, like the past few days, where I had some like little wall hacking kids in like DMG level, and when people started flaming them, they were like, "Oh, you're toxic, fucking hell! Like, you should be banned. You really hurt my feelings and stuff, and this is against the rules. I will report you for abusive text or voice chat or whatever." So that sort of stuff you would read in a typical League of Legends ranked match, and that was kind of worrying to me.
Well, look, it's a trend that's been happening. I've been trying to warn people about this. The League of Legends players with their precious little fees, they've been leaking into Counter-Strike, because what you have to understand is that the people that were playing League of Legends in the first place lacked any sort of critical thinking, because it was just, it wasn't a good game, right? We know that. We know it's got flaws. It's not made by an ethically sound company. We know that. There's lots of reasons not to support League of Legends. But the reason that people played it was because it's where all the cool kids are going. Look at the playing numbers. It's free to play. Holy shit, I'll download it. I'll have a go at that game. And now Counter-Strike's here. Counter-Strike's cool. Counter-Strike's glamorous. We're all going to events and we're all signing fucking, autographs and posing for photos. We're having documentaries made about us, and we're going to be on TV, right? And all the little fucking pleb kids are like, well, I played for 6 years and I still can't do Alistair's combo, so now I'm going to try my hand on Counter-Strike. And of course, not only are they fucking terrible at the game and don't understand the fundamental mechanical basics of the game, but also the core essence of what it is to be an FPS player and all the attitudes and sort of the subculture that comes with that. They are not only coming in blind and not understanding it and making no effort to learn, they're also bringing all of their League of Legends baggage, which was only put there by a developer for the purposes of control. They're bringing all of that over into Counter-Strike and expecting it to be the same. In fact, I got to say, I am incredibly peeved with Valve. I am incredibly upset with Valve over removing the ability to flame people at halftime using voice chat. No, I am.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I know.
Oh yeah, I'm raging.
Yeah.
Pissed.
Like that was so funny. Like you could make like good jokes, like accents and stuff, harass people. That was funny. When you played with like friends and all of them screamed at the opponent, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
gave it a feeling of like LAN and the people sitting next to you and you can abuse them, and like that's pretty cool. But exactly. I don't like they removed it.
No, I definitely don't. It used to be one of the highlights of a fucking game for me. Was like, if you were 3-12 down at half time and someone was like, wrecked, and just being a fucking retard, right? You know what I mean? Or giving you the old suka blah, 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 like all of this shit, right? If you then fucking wreck them and win, the second half, fucking 14-1, you fucking win the game, and then you get to do it at the end. Yeah, what's up, mate? What's that, mate? Yeah, fucking brilliant. That sounded a bit like gross score there, so I've got to be careful. But the point is, trash talk is a fundamental part of FPS culture. It always has been. I think it can go a little bit too far sometimes, to the point of it being embarrassing. Not that it hurts my little fees or anything like that, but it can go too far to the point of being embarrassing, like Call of Duty console, where we've all seen those videos of the Call of Duty console guys just fucking spitting and frothing at the mouth and sit down every time you get a kill, and the fucking look at my bank account, which I actually thought was pretty fucking fly. I like
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it can go too far, but it's an inherent part of FPS culture, and I don't want to see it eroded. It makes me sad actually to see teams playing for professional teams. This is forward facing in soundproof booths and unable to trash talk each other and stand up when they get a kill and try and psychologically intimidate the opponent. In fact, the last time I actually saw it put to good effect was in Fragbite, the Fragbite Masters, where they did have the desks kind of in an inverted, 45-degree angle like that. And it was back with the old LDLC team, I think it might have been. and I know Virtus Pro were there. But yeah, anyway, Virtus Pro were just wrecking Happy all the time. Happy, are you happy? And they were just going where he was on the map, killing him, and then going, Happy, are you happy, mate? Are you happy? Like, just fucking constant, just trying to wreck him, you know, like trying to put him on tilt. Brilliant. More of that, please, in Counter-Strike. And I worry if we erode that culture at the fucking, at the grassroots level, we're going to end up with a really boring and sanitized scene. And in fact, actually, here's a question for you, Felix. Did you see the reaction to Dupree's interview at PGL? Where,
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, Dupree had said, he was asked the question, how do you think you're going to do against Virtus Pro? And Dupree of TSM said, we brought some lube because, you know, obviously the inference being we're going to hurt their butthole too much, which I guess is a tacit endorsement of rape culture, obviously.
That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, and instead of people laughing about it, there was threads like, you know, oh, has this gone too far? Is it so unprofessional? So yeah, it was it just seems ridiculous to me. So I mean, where do you stand on it? Like, okay, let's say you're getting wrecked in a game and people are abusing you and typing shit at you, like, what does it do to you psychologically? Do you feel that maybe younger players, or dare I say it, vulnerable players, do they need to be protected from the big bad wolves of the internet?
No, I don't think so. Just like, first of all, there's an age barrier to buy the game, right? So like, in theory, as a 13-year-old, you shouldn't be buying CS:GO. Of course, like, it's the same way with alcohol, right? They're gonna get it somehow. Like, there's always ways around it, but like that alone should enable people to be a little bit more harsh to each other, because you expect people of developed age, let's say 16, 17, 18, where they don't get like mentally depressed because somebody said you're a faggot on a computer game, right? So I don't like the changes. And
so, I mean, do you see it as a League of Legends problem? Because the point I've made is that League of Legends was basically the first games developer to take this social justice warrior movement, to take the idea of safe spaces and your right not to be offended, your right not to be disagreed with, that all disagreement is harassment. And this is the culture that is being fostered on universities in the Western world right now. And I think Riot were just the first games developer to say, holy shit, if we take this ideology and we apply it to games, we can be really popular, because all of these privileged middle to upper class white kids, as they grow up, they're gonna be force fed this shit. They're gonna be guilt tripped into buying it, and fuck it, we'll reinforce that culture, and we can all grow together as a user base. I'm pretty sure at some point we're actually going to see a Riot Games sort of PR video where it's going to be like some kid and, you know, a bit bedraggled, and they're going to be like, I used to play online games on the internet and I got called a fag, but now I switched to League of Legends and I have a safe space to play, and no one ever calls me a fag in League of Legends because Riot Light banned them all. It is the only game I can play now on the internet. And then it's just going to fade out into the Riot fist, and it's going to be like making the internet a better place. Like, they're going to do that at some point. They're going to try and take credit for basically improving the internet. That's what they want to do. That's their goal. It's not even about making games. So I think I couldn't agree more. I don't want to see that spill over to Counter-Strike, but I don't see how we can stop it doing so.
yeah, should I really answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it would have come eventually, right? Like, there was a movement against harassment on the internet before Riot Games and outside of gaming, and Riot was just the first company to really embrace that and put that into their game. But like it would have come at some point, but Riot like made the decision first, and they made a shit ton of money of it. Nobody of common sense agrees with it, but they made their money. So, like that's why we have the problem now in Counter-Strike, right? Because they wanted to make their money, and they were the first. And if it was like 10 years more, maybe you aren't in esports, maybe I'm too old for video games, and we wouldn't have to deal with.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. Valve aren't necessarily copying the model. Yes, they have reports. You can report players, but it's mainly for griefing. It's mainly for cheating. And in fact, you will notice when you do your Overwatch cases, which I always like to do, there's no like offensive language. Did this person hurt anyone's feelings? In fact, the voice and the text aren't in an Overwatch video. You know why? Because they're not important. I do worry that Valve might get pushed down this road. But I have to believe that Valve are going to be sensible enough not to do it. I thought it was funny actually, because I was talking to my friend. I was talking to one of my friends, and he said on his Blizzard account, he's got a name and it's got the letters NIG in a row in his game handle, and he can't have it on Battle.net, I think it is, or it might just be specifically StarCraft 2, because it says NIG. Now, obviously, it's part of a bigger word, and it's just those three letters that are being isolated, but the filter is so potent that it blocks even that, which is completely innocuous and has nothing to do with anything. So I don't know. I really don't know where we're headed with all of this shit. I'll ask you a quick question before we go into another call, because I want to try and link it to the stuff. So did you see these surveys that were given out?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you feel about Riot trying to police people's mental health and trying to conduct experiments on their player base? The theory being that if they change your name from something that they deem offensive to something less offensive, you'll become a less aggressive and more balanced person as a result of that.
Yeah, well, first of all, I don't see how, like, in a workplace that would never happen, right? You can't just take an excuse for giving someone a mental health evaluation form, right? So I think it's not okay, but I see what they tried to do. Because like when you like their theory is that everyone is good at hard, right? So except for toxic people. But
the undesirables.
Yeah, and so they changed your name to War Manatee. I think that's what you used in your article, right?
Yeah.
And they hope that other people compliment them in all chat, right? So that's like, oh, that's a cool summoner name. Like, you should keep that. And I feel warm and fuzzy now. And the other 12-year-olds can like stroke their dick about it, how funny that name is and how good. And that's why they tried it, I think.
Did you see some of the names that were banned though?
I don't remember any, but I saw that. I get the principle.
Well, so they banned Akami, the God was one name. That was changed because it has the word God in it. Fabulous Gay Dad, one of my personal favorites. That was banned. Osama Spin Laden. I like that one. I think that's pretty cool. No. Penis Man Come Back. That was removed. El Chapo Jr. This is interesting because El Chapo, of course, is a drug lord and killed a bunch of people. A Mexican a drug lord from the Sinaloa cartel. And this means you can't have that name either, because that might be triggering. But equally, I saw a lot of people who had really benign names. Like there was someone called Please Buff Shaco, banned. There was another one as well, something like It's Only Steve, banned, changed, fill in this survey. I don't even think they've approached this in a sort of scientific way. I don't think they've necessarily even got the right targets. There was a lot of people bragging and boasting and linking screenshots of like here's how offensive my name is, and it was stuff like Big Digger Nicks or whatever, right? Spoonerisms and that kind of thing, and they've done nothing about that. So it just seems like classic Riot. Like they've had an idea, they've gone off half cocked, and this is what you end up with.
Yeah, because they can't code for shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, look at their game. Like, how would they like program a search engine?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I do have some worries about it. And so final question, Felix, then we'll move on to another call. How would you feel, right, if you, I don't know, got one of these psych evaluations, not just in League of Legends, but in any game? How do you think a games developer should be trying to psychologically assess you?
Depending on their game, if the game has something to do with my psychological being and that's interesting and it works it in well, I might do that, but otherwise it's not okay. Like if it's not like directly linked to the game itself, I would just not give a shit and not do it.
Okay. Well, look, Felix, it was good to get you on. I hope you managed to ride out the glorious high of your weed. I wish I had some myself. It's just, like I said, I'm on this juice diet at the moment, so even like a little bit of whiskey absolutely blows my fucking mind at the moment. It's incredible. Like I just get so fucking wrecked immediately. It's really good actually, because like even a cup full of whiskey like that much is gonna fucking make me like, it's like peyote. So I'll be babbling by the end of the show. But anyway, you enjoy it. Thanks for calling in, and I hope you'll call in again sometime soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the second time.
No worries, Felix. All the best. So there you go. So Sam, Felix, our friend, enjoying some of the dank weed there, and also enjoying some of the dank new breed of Counter-Strike players coming in and saying, "Hey, we need to report people for saying nasty things to us in a FPS game." And this is a recurring thing. I mean, look, that rant that I went on where we went all around the houses and we talked about Craig Charles and rape culture and all this, I think this actually sort of boils down to the root is the same. And that is that people don't realize that trash talk and being abusive and trying to put your opponent on tilt is a part of any seriously competitive game. And in this sense, CSGO, CS in general, has always had more akin to mainstream sports than any other esport. You think about StarCraft, where they have this super sanitized environment, where even if you type one too many fucking letters in your GLHF at the start, or PP or whatever it is you have to type in Korea, if you type too many, that's it. You're instantly disqualified for BM and not respecting protocol. Counter-Strike has always been a sport that's akin to stuff where you have trash talk, you have sledging, you in cricket, and you have other stuff. So fairly upsetting, I think, if we were to lose all of this because a new generation of gamers that are having their kind of their childishness and inability to deal with real life basically catered to. They're being mollycoddled by one or two games developers out there. And I think it would be an absolute travesty if all of a sudden our great game with its rich history was sort of slowly eroded. What do you think? You like a bit of trash talk?
Yeah, that's the thing that makes gaming fun for me. When I started playing CS, I could not. I went through about 3 games just abusing people halfway through. The only reason I found out, I thought everyone was just getting wrecked, like they just couldn't respond. But then my friends were like, "You do know they took that out." I'm like, "Are you fucking what? What is this?" I literally haven't played Counter-Strike as much since they took that up. That's half the fun. Shouting at people midway through.
But here's the thing, though, as well. If you didn't want to, I hear a lot about tacit agreements. So if there's a mute feature and I can block all communication with anyone in the game, by not doing that, am I not sort of tacitly buying into the idea I may have a human experience and someone might abuse me while I'm playing? Is that not how it works? Isn't that how it works for everything else?
Mm-hmm.
You don't go to fucking SeaWorld, right? And when one of those pitiful, caged fucking killer whales that just have horrible lives and shortened lifespans, and their fins are all bent over because humans are cunts. When it jumps out the water and it splashes you, you don't go and what the fuck? I've come to SeaWorld and I'm soaking wet. What is this shit? And then SeaWorld go, oh, but we gave you one of those. They gave you one of those. What the fuck are they called? Cagoules. Yeah, poncho. We gave you one of those to keep most of the water off. But it's on my face and it's gone inside. And I'm wet. And I don't come to SeaWorld to get wet. I don't know about you. I just want to see the killer whales. What the fuck is this shit? This shouldn't be happening in SeaWorld, frankly. So then, you SeaWorld start doing this big anti-wet drive. Let's drive wetness out of our industry. And they have to fucking stick breathing straws in the killer whale's blowhole. And it goes, you can tell I'm not very scientific. And it goes into a fucking vat of water over here, and they're like, and they're having to just fucking cover it in like lard and stuff to stop it like drying up and desiccating. And then, yes, this pleases me. I am no longer wet. Dance for me, killer whale, but don't get me wet, whatever you do. I am in SeaWorld. Like, what the fuck is this shit? What the fuck? That's just not how society fucking works.
I should be the quote if people complain to get people being toxic in games. Just say, if you're gonna go to SeaWorld, you're gonna get wet, homie.
It's fucking true,
you're
though.
Play games, you're gonna get abused.
You're gonna play Counter-Strike, you're gonna get called a fucking piece of shit if you're bad at the game. Happened to me today, man. I bottom fragged because I was playing with 4 Russians, and they were all just super blatting and not calling anything. And why would they call? Drop AVP, please.
Just and all clicking heads, mate. I see you having a rage. I see you.
Oh yeah, I can't. I can't do it. Right, the game for me is all about communication. If there's 4 people not willing to communicate, fine, carry me. I'm gonna be dog shit. I don't give a fuck.
So,
but I'm getting wrecked. I had one game as well where right on the last round and they didn't do it quick enough. They tried to kick me on the 15th round after I'd carried them and sort of dug deep, to drag them through. And it was like Polish guys. And I was just going, don't peek. If you don't peek, we win. If you don't peek, we win. Of course, doesn't enter their brain.
He's on a peek.
Yeah, I will run at person and die. And suddenly we lose round somehow. Don't play for time in the pump.
Fucking noob.
Yeah. So, just there. Yeah, and then, fucking noob, I do 26 damage. How you not kill him? I do 26 in 1. Drop AVP, please.
Mid up.
Drop AVP, noob. But, that's part of the course. I don't cry about it. I don't fucking, I don't, the Russians, they make me drop an AVP. They're bullying me. They say drop AVP or kick. Yeah. It's fucking so retarded that we're even having this discussion. It's only going to get worse. Let's do another caller. Last call to rule them all.
Okay, like always, I'll give you a few to choose from. So,
all right, cool.
Crimson wants to talk about TSM LOL team or what's left of it. Right. Warhood wants to talk about why trash talk is necessary in esports.
I do. Oh, right. He doesn't mean our show.
No. I thought he did as well.
Well, fuck him then.
This guy who
what
wants
a cock tease. He put it in. He just put the tip in and then pulled it out and then said, "I'm going home." Fuck this.
I can't do this.
Yeah.
All right. This guy wants to talk about how the fighting game community handles trash talks and how other esports could learn from it.
Let's do that one.
That one.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to bring up as well. Remember when a few trash talks ago I said Fnatic's going to reach final, mate? It's happening. Yeah. It's going to happen, mate. We're still on.
What was the format? The forfeit, sorry.
Well, at first I said if they don't, I'm going to run on the stage in Brussels. But then we took it back and then said we're going to put the picture of me on the plane.
Yeah. Can we just bring that up now?
Nah, mate. You can get fucked.
Why? What's wrong
I
with
got way worse than you, mate, and that's going up as well, if mine is.
Yeah, but what I don't get is okay, you keep talking about all these way worse photos of me. Do you want to clarify what you've been doing? Do you want me to tell? I don't even think I look bad in this. I don't think I look bad. I'll tell people.
Go on.
Right, fine.
Open up a white screen as well. You've gone a bit dark, mate. Open up the monitor.
You've got a bit dark, am I? Sorry, man. Once you've got a bit dark, you never go a bit light. So anyway, so this is what Sam's been doing. Every time we've shared a hotel room, in the middle of the night, if I like roll over, my boxers might have slipped down a bit, and my arse is out. And instead of Sam just, I don't know, Richard's arse is out, definitely don't want to look at that. He takes photos of it. He takes photos of my arse, and then he goes, "Oh, you ever fuck with me, Bert? I'm gonna release photos of your arse, Bert. Gonna release photos of your arse. I am. So I am.
Collection, mate.
Yeah, but like, why? What I don't understand is like, how does this even make me bad? Like,
the best part was when I first sent it the first one. He just said, "Why have you even done that?"
Yeah, why have you even done that? That was really bad though, because I was drunk and I think my boxer shorts were inside out.
They were real far down.
Yeah, they were far down as well. But I don't get why you would take photos of my ass.
Funny, mate.
Yeah, but why? No, we need to talk about this. Why is it
funny, mate?
Why is it funny?
You and I showed you were pissing yourself. It's just fucking hilarious. But it's just showing you. Welcome to Esports.
Well, yeah,
Looks like you've just pulled your pants down and just waiting for someone to come wipe you down.
Well, when you
got mad hairy ass as well, mate. So it makes it even funnier. Like,
it's not that hairy.
It is, mate. It looks like an octopus is trying to escape. It's unreal.
Look, for starters, the phrase is gorilla autopsy.
Okay.
And it's not that hairy.
It is, mate.
It's not.
It is, mate.
I resent this. I got like a little tuft above the crack. Just a little tuft. And that's that, dude.
Oh, the other thing as well, no one you were saying, like, as a joke, like, "Oh, don't worry, mate, I'm going to make you famous." When I was at Worlds, right, I took about 15 pictures, but then I was like, nobody's tweeting them at me, and then I realised, nobody knows my Twitter, so we're halfway there, mate.
Yeah, because
I know you're some random fat Welsh cunt, but I just don't know where you live
the problem
on the internet.
The problem you've got is that your fucking Twitter handle is so stupid.
It's not, mate. Yeah.
Lol,
yes.
lol.
This reminds me. Okay, the reason it's
Lol,
fucked up is because the Twitter Bane law is taken by a spam account. So if everyone go to twitter.com/Bane law and report this piece of shit for spam, because he hasn't used the account in 4 years, and all he's posted is like, "Check out how I make $40,000 a month." It's like, sound.
Well, yeah, you definitely don't make 40,000.
Yeah. So go there, delete that, mate. His name is Gary McCormus.
Before we do the last caller, which does sound like it's going to be super interesting, can I just bring this picture up? This picture is... This picture... Bring that up. Bring that up on screen right now. Bring that up on screen right now.
Just so people know what we're dealing with, mate.
Yeah, what the fuck is this, mate?
Well, when we were in London, mate, we went to a Ministry of Sound with some LCS players and a Hearthstone player called Blacko, and just had a bit of a rough night, mate.
Right, but dude, seriously, what? Like, why is no one photoshopped a breathing straw into his mouth in that photo? Because
the people are gonna melt down. It's coming. Just wait. The anguish makes it way worse. He's had a earthquake.
Yeah, but did you as well? Like, did you actually go? Was it to Ministry of Sound? Yeah, I bet you guys were fucking loving it, mate. It's like
Ministry of Sound. Right, ready? Right, now it's being exposed to the people, man.
So what is happening there? Because he doesn't look very well.
The problem with Ministry of Sound is it's about an hour away in an Uber, right? So that's on the way back. He just passes out in the cab, drops his phone on the floor, and just starts mad snoring. Right? Just full elephant man sleep apnea level, like. So
Right?
I got a few of these as well, but I'll have to get the other one. I just started taking pictures of him and then got his phone. And then when he got out, I just pushed him out the cab. And I just said, drive, drive, drive. We just leaving him, man. Oh, and that video I sent you as well.
Yeah.
We'll use that next show.
How can he be that fucked? Like?
Don't know, man. Ministry of Sound.
That's unreal. By the way, as well, can I just say I got another photo I want you to bring up, and then we're definitely gonna go to the last call. What is this shit, mate?
Mate, this isn't my doing.
Right, just bring this up and explain.
Mate, I look traditionally handsome in this picture, mate. If you cut off the neck, I ain't bad.
Traditionally handsome.
Yeah,
Did you
mate.
just say that? Right, fine. I'll let the people decide. I'll let the people decide, as I often do, mate. Because there's no way you are handsome, traditionally or otherwise.
Then I gotta flip it. It's your boy flipping. Sound. Ministry of Sound.
I bet you were lots of fun to be around this weekend. Just say endlessly repeating Ministry of Sound.
Ministry of Sound. Right, there we go. It's there, mate.
Right, brilliant. So
yeah, it's not my fault. Ram's a big fan. Like he forced the picture. It's not on
He
my
did,
Twitter.
did he?
It's not on my Twitter, mate. He took it.
So why are you both in sort of bed together? Is a better question.
Come on, mate. I can't divulge. You know this.
It looks like one of those before and after pictures. Like on the right, obviously is.
Yeah, he is making me
before.
look way better. Like, from now on, every picture I just take it with Ram. Sound.
I mean, I don't know. Like it's like, it's just I don't even know what you're doing here. It's just like thumb guys on the left, and then just gay thumb guys on the right or something. Like, what the fuck is even going on here? Like, so no, why were you in bed with Ram?
Yeah, he got in bed with me, right? We hired a suite, so one side has like a kitchen and a sofa bed, and the other side has the double bed in the bathroom. I was on the sofa bed, and then he just came on the sofa bed with me, and I ain't moving him, mate.
Well, no one wants to do that. We've all seen The Walk. So let's do one last call to rule them all, Sam, and then let's get the fuck out of it. It's been a terrible show.
That's been mega shit. Like,
Yeah, it's a bad one.
should have skipped this one, mate.
Yeah, we should have just gone to bed.
Should we just go to bed now?
But let's do the final call. I need to pick up our final song to play us out with.
Right, the fighting game community one, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. His name is Thomas, and he wants to talk about how the fighting community deals with trash talk.
Okay.
Hey, hello.
Hey, Thomas, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah,
I'm
so
good.
earlier today you were talking about how, like, the whole entire trash talk controversy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm part of the FGC. I watch a lot of the tournaments and whatnot, and people in the FGC like live and breed trash talk, basically. Like, and the funny part about that, it's not even just like one demographic. It's like basically like the most diverse demographic, because essentially the FGC is not esports. So you have people trash talking each other. People going ham on Twitter, whatever, and no one gives a shit, basically, right? Because that's the entire fun part about it. And I think that in esports, like, no one in the FGC ever takes any trash talk seriously, but people get too upset in esports, and it's just a game in the end, right?
Well, so let's talk about what are the limitations on this trash talk, though. I imagine there has to be limits, right? Like, it can't just be anything goes. So what are the accepted limitations in the fighting game community?
Well, like, as long as you are not directly assaulting a person, it's fine. Like, if there's an example, I think at over where K-Brad decided to do like the entire like WWE entrance onto a stage where popped up a couple beer cans and drank it right in front of his opponent or whatever. And people embrace that shit. Or, for example, people prematurely pop off on each other, especially in Evo. There was a Oh, sound issues.
Yeah.
No. The cam.
No, we're listening.
That's
We're
right.
listening. It's
Sound.
just the cam. It's just the cam. Don't worry, dude.
Oh, right. So, yeah, I mean, people talk trash talk to each other, and then you have, like, for example, in MKX, you have Sonic Fox, right? I'm not sure if you know him, but, you know, he's that very outgoing furry guy, probably the best MKX player, right? And he rebels in the fact that people abuse him for being a furry, but, you know, he doesn't, he brushes off, you know, keeps winning every tournament.
But so I'm trying to sort of find the overarching point here. Like you're saying that the fighting game community are more robust. Can you give us an example of some trash talking that maybe would be deemed offensive within other games? So you know, obviously, League of Legends is very sensitive about it. What's the overarching point? You know, do you have any examples?
There was earlier this year, I believe it was like sometime last fall. There was let's say some drama or some beef basically between a player named Vincent, who was a SoCal player, old school Marvel player. Is an okay Street Fighter boy, and then you have another guy named Low Tier God, who's basically one of the most flamboyant Street Fighter 4 players. He's terrible. And then they decided to have a money match live on stream, you know, and then you have like these two players, you know, trying to make rape jokes at each other on stream, and no one's like sitting there going, "Oh my gosh, you just make a rape joke?" You know, it's like, "Oh shit, Vincent's gonna, you know, take it in the ass."
What, they were rape jokes, so they were like saying, you know, I'm gonna rape you, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass, or whatever.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. You know, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's kind of funny too, because Vincent won like whatever 7-3 or something, or 10-7 in the first to 10. You know, and Lochier God just had to take it. You know, he didn't like say, "Oh my goodness, I'm being abused by verbal assaults, whatever." But if you were, yeah, sure.
Sorry, go on. No. After you.
Yeah, but if you like say, if you say like any of that conversation between Lochier God and Vincent, let's say within the context of Counter-Strike, within the context of League, right? I mean, they both would get banned from whatever organization, of Valve or Riot, just on what they were saying. Yet at the same time, people were celebrating at the event where they were playing their, you know, their grudge match. You know, all the jokes and, you know, all the trash talk that was going on.
So, I mean, do you feel that one of the reasons why this is sort of allowed and is more endemic is that the fighting games community, it hasn't attracted the same level of interest. It hasn't attracted the same level of, you know, viewership. You know, the fighting games community, it's not going to be on the Turner League. You know, it doesn't have 1.3 million people watching it on Twitch. It doesn't. You know, I know Evo gets good numbers, but in general, the fighting games community, it's almost like it hasn't grown into the mainstream. It hasn't tried to court the mainstream attention. It wants to be its own thing, which I respect. You know, I started in the fighting games community many years back. And, you know, I've always respected that it wants to have its own identity. It doesn't want to sell out. But because of that, obviously, you're going to be allowed to get away with all sorts of things. It's the difference between being, you know, the fucking Beatles and all the other bands from that time that no one ever heard of, that might have written songs that were more controversial and edgy. Whereas all it took for the Beatles to create a moral panic was to say that they were bigger than Jesus based on record sales, which of course was an inarguable statement of fact. So do you, I mean, do you feel that's kind of a reason? Like it's actually the size of the scene that allows and enables you to sort of get away with the stuff that you do?
Well, it's also that as well, and you also have to take into account like the people who actually get into fighting games. Like if you look, for example, most people in the fighting game community are actually like dirt poor. You know, they live, let's say, check to check, or, you know, you have people of all, let's say, racial backgrounds. You have, like, you know, African Americans, Latinos, you know, poor white people all playing together, right? There's no, like, no one figure in the community, you know, like, who's rich off or whatever. So, you know, they have, like, you know, their own personal struggles, whatever. You know, they play fighting games together to bond.
Yeah.
So.
So look, obviously you're the last call, so I wanna let you end on a strong point, and that would be what would you? Is there any sort of thing you would implement in other games? You know, like League of Legends, like Counter-Strike, in relation to the fighting games community and their attitude to trash talk? Like, how would you actively change things so we could sort of find that balance?
That's a good point. I don't think you can do it with League, only because it would just go. It'd be parent, like I guess you could say, fundamentally opposed to Riot's philosophy towards game design and how they view their gamers. But example, if you say like Counter Strike, which I'm like a big Counter Strike fan, it should really actively be encouraged because ultimately it's like a psychological weapon, right? You're yelling at your opponent at LAN, across the table, whatever, or for example across the room, and it's not really that like. Some jokes are bad, right? Obviously in Counter Strike, let's say the dodo jokes or whatever, bring lube, but there's many kinds of like insult that are definitely usable. I mean, for example, like it kind of sounds stupid, but like if you look at China, right? China has the censorship program, right?
Yeah.
So people, they get around that by making all these weird ways saying that mean the same thing, but it still gets past the censorship. So you can create like in jokes and esoteric references in there.
Well, look, it was good to get you on. We're gonna wrap up at this point. I think I've got a tweet that's going to prove your point that I'm going to bring up at the end. I'm just going to link Sam that. But thanks a lot for calling in to tell us about the fighting games community. Obviously, it's not something I know a great deal about, and I hope you'll call again at some other point in the future. Sure. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
No worries. Happy to do it. So there we go. So the fighting games community should be more like, I'm sorry, other games should be more like the fighting games community. Have you seen that tweet I've just sent you? Can you bring it up? So here's an example of the level of trash talk that is deemed acceptable in the fighting games community. You will see here. I just got tweeted this. And there you go. That's all you got to say about it. As it clearly says, I don't give a fuck about you being handicapped. You still can get clowned. You attention-seeking bitch. And then it's a picture of Krang from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in his little bodysuit that he wears when he's not in his big robot. So that's pretty.
Like a good clang joke, mate. I'm gonna have to add that to my repertoire.
Shredder, you stupid bro. Yeah, brilliant. I remember him very well. Anyway, so basically, Sam, I think all that remains to be said is what a terrible show.
It's mad shit, homie.
fraught with technical problems, tired producer, gross score, Riot Games.
Soon it'll be happening again.
And a 1 hour deviation
of NWA
in a rape culture. NWA was there. It's all been a bit.
That textbook call was just some mad night terror I was experiencing, and no one else had to see that. Man.
Thing is, everyone's loved him in the past, though.
Yeah, he was mad triggered. I think someone triggered him in chat.
Yeah, I think maybe it was the triggering that occurred. But we lost a lot of viewers and everything. Kind of sad, kind of disappointed.
Don't care.
Yeah, true. We'll edit the VOD together.
Oh,
so
can't wait for
that. Yeah, you can have some fun with that. When should we do another show? Do you want to do something tomorrow?
Yeah, probably because we got to do I Hate It Here. Gather the troops and try and pump
the first bloods. I know it's going to be so difficult.
And then I got to go to Brussels, but luckily Brussels doesn't overlap with anything this time.
What was wrong with what is wrong with Josh? Like, why won't Josh just talk to people and come and do the show? He messaged me.
He did just announce a new team with Coobs, so maybe that's.
Yeah, but he messaged me weeks ago saying, I really want to do the show because I don't have a lot going on right now. So I'm like, okay, cool, let's totally do that.
Then he announced his team, so who knows? Maybe we'll just find a new co-host, mate. If he gets to it, won't be the same, but needs to be done.
Could be B-Sin. I like a bit of B.
I love B-Sin, mate. It's a great guy.
Yeah, top banana.
Just a bit triggering for a friend.
Yeah, he's a triggerer.
Bit of a trigger word, mate.
Bit of a triggerer, but I like him. So, but yeah, and I like Nintendo as well. Maybe we can accommodate everyone. So look, I guess we should run the titles. Thanks a lot for watching. Sorry about the technical problems. Sorry about the calls.
And also, if I took any pictures of your worlds, please tweet them at lol Bainlaw. That's help. The little ego boost.
No, tweet
them.
Tweet them at Bainlaw. Just Bainlaw.
Gary McCormus.
Yeah, I made $40,000 this week.
And everyone report Gary McCormus. Go to at Bainlaw on Twitter. Report that shit eating cunt.
Harassment.
Spam me. He's a spam account. Not even lying. Just take care of him.
Harassment. So yeah, and we'll do this again tomorrow night, maybe.
Sounds bad. Sounds real bad.
Well, I got unfiltered, and then
maybe we'll do I Hear You. We'll see. Might
okay,
mix it up.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, you know, we need to be banging out these trash talks now, mate. We got Patreon targets to hit.
Right, man.
People have started pledging again.
You got to do 2 minutes. Right. Oh yeah, no, we're almost at the Daily Show.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, by the time that kicks in, I won't have any more events.
Yeah, it's locked in for life.
Well, it'd be awesome if that happened. But anyway, so without any further ado, we'll close the show. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks to all the people who called. Sorry if the calls were a bit odd. That's the downside to a call-in show. You never know what you're going to get. And obviously, thanks to all the people who watched the stream earlier. We'll be back tomorrow with something, possibly another trash talk, which I think would be the good thing to do to kind of maybe erase the indelible stain of some of the low points of tonight. But certainly, I Hate It Here is back. There's been lots of news that we can certainly talk about. And now I want to play the titles and then leave you with a little song, one of my favorite songs. It's very deep in its lyricism. There's some incredible rhymes, and anyone who's ever been to London, much like Sam had to endure recently, will identify with it. So please stick around after the titles to hear it. It will change your life. Until tomorrow, have a good night.
Rest in peace, Easy.
Thank you.